You know what time it is. It's your favorite social media coach, Tramel Howard. Coach Mel in the building with your favorite cool uncle, Uncle Flood, and they're going to take you inside the game. So sit down, relax, get your favorite beverage, and hang as they take you across the SWAT, especially in Southern University football and professional sports as they talk Monday Night Football here on Inside the Game. All right, let's get into it.
Yo,
we're back. Whew.
The cardiac cats pull it out again. Texas two-step, baby. Texas two-step.
Listen, the Texas two-step was amazing. I don't know how we had a Texas two-step. My heart is still in Shell Energy Stadium. My feet are still in my seat. I don't know. I don't even know where to begin. But happy homecoming, Jaguars. It is homecoming week on the Bluff. Another exciting week of Jaguar football, but even more exciting this week as we celebrate homecoming and everyone's return to the yard. So shout out to all the alums, all the supporters, all the people of the great Southern University. We have an amazing show in store for you guys tonight with one of our least favorite friends from Alcorn State joining us tonight. But we are excited to talk all things Southern.
Right.
Any first words before we hop into the show?
It's homecoming. It's homecoming. And I'm looking forward to it. I tell people all the time, and I've been telling them, we don't have the celebrities, we have legends. That we don't need anybody from the outside because we don't care what people from the outside think. This is Southern and it's homecoming and it's unique to us and it's always a movie.
Yes, it is exciting and I am ready for it. So let's hop into the show. And let's get into the show so that we can get into the game.
Right. By the way, my man George Anthony GSPN is going to be joining us. That's going to be our special guest. You know, he's the Alcorn guy, the Golden Helm, and act swack and a fool. He's going to join us. We're going to kick it for a minute, talk about Southern and Alcorn. So stay tuned. Make sure you get that in. Make sure you stay with us.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Our least favorite Brave. That is GSP himself. All right, so let's get straight into our game balls and players of the week as we think about this week. And so my game ball this week is going to none other than the future Coach Mel. This young man was at the game on Saturday, and his energy was top tier, top level. He came down and sat with my friends and I, cheered the whole game and just really had like this energy about Southern that I remember I used to have as a kid going to the games and my grandparents checking me out of school to go to Southern University football games. And like I talked about last week, like that's how we start exposing our young people to Southern University and the beauty that is Southern University. So shout out to the future Coach Mel on bringing the energy, being in the game, being nerve-wracking, pacing up and down. I mean, I just saw myself in him. I just saw so much in that young man, and his family was just so pleasant. So shout out to all the future Jags out there. This is what it's all about, exposing our young people to these institutions so that they can one day actualize themselves through our HBCUs, hopefully Southern, but all of them. And so shout out to the future Coach Mel. That's who I'm giving my game ball to this week.
Good deal. Shout out to the future Coach Mel. Keep working, man. Keep working. Now let's go to our high school players of the week. I have co-players of the week this week. Dedrick Lasky from Riverside High, 34 carries, 542 yards, 9 touchdowns on the ground and 1 in the air. He had 10 touchdowns in their 76-27 victory over St. Martin's down in LaPlace. Man, I watched this game. Dedrick Lasky, I actually know his family. Man, that game was a highlight film waiting to happen. St. Martin has the #1 running back in the country who's an LSU commit, but Dedrick Lasky,
9 touchdowns,
542 yards.
Jesus Christ!
No,
who are they playing? Grambling?
No. And believe it or not, St. Martin is a pretty decent team. Like I said, they have the number one running back in the country who also ran for 350 yards in this game. But Dedrick Lashley actually had 10 touchdowns. He had 9 on the ground, and he caught one. Look, he's 5'6", 150 pounds.
Wow.
And
you say he's going to LSU?
No, the kid from St. Martin is the number one running back. That's the kid who's going to LSU.
Gotcha.
But Dedrick Lashley has that chip on his shoulder, and not a lot of schools have recruited him. I don't think he even has an offer yet. But I will say this. Anybody out there listening, including our fair Southern, if you're looking for a ball player, throw the measurables out. If you're looking for a ball player, go get Dedrick Lashley, because this is not his first time. This guy has, like, if I remember correctly, he has 5 games over 300 yards in his career.
That's crazy.
He can play the slot. He can play running back. He can do whatever you need him to do. Dare I say it, but as a Jaguar fan, I have to say, he's the closest thing I've seen to Willie James Quinn.
Nice. They must have been playing Baker or Glen Oaks, because my God, but shout out to that kid. Look forward to him hopefully getting a job on the Bluff, your position on the Bluff, or that's impressive. That's just impressive all around. That's impressive.
Yeah. And now wait, this was the kind of weekend it was in Louisiana high school football. You see, Dedrick Lashley ran for 500 and something yards. Let's go up to Shreveport, please. Can I get it? My man Peyton Houston at Evangel High in Shreveport. Peyton Houston was 53 for 68 for 817 yards and 8 touchdowns in the air and 2 touchdowns on the ground, where he also rushed for 87 yards. He was 20 yards short of the national passing record for one game. 53 for 68, 817 yards, 8 touchdowns in the air, 87 yards rushing, and 2 touchdowns. My man Peyton Houston from Evangel High in Shreveport. And believe it or not, they lost the game to Captain Shreve. Yes. They lost the game 77-76 to Captain Shreve.
Wow. I missed all of this high school football. That's crazy. That's insane.
Yes. That's the kind of weekend it was in Louisiana high school football. You had 2 national records being sought after, because Dedrick Lashley only came up 32 yards short of the national rushing record, and then Peyton Houston with 20 yards short of the national passing record. But these guys had legendary weekends, and I just had to split that award. I'll give out our Female Athlete of the Year award next week, but I had to split the award between those 2 guys, because those are just amazing performances.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, shout out to all of those game ball winners this week. As always, the Game Balls Players of the Week is sponsored by the Southern University College of Enrollment Management. So shout out to the Southern University College of Enrollment Office, of Enrollment Management for their sponsorship and their continued support of Inside the Game. Right. Moving right along, if you are, speaking of sponsorships and people who are important, if you are interested in becoming a sponsor of Inside the Game, QR code is there, or should be there shortly, with ways for you to get inside the game and become a sponsor with us as part of the action. Like I said, it takes people like you who continue to support us to let this show go and make this happen for you each and every week. So if you want to be a part of the action, hit us up. But the QR codes are there for you to support action and being a proud sponsor of Inside the Game. Anything you want to join the club?
And I have to remember our new affiliate, KTTP in Alexandria, 1100 AM. Make sure you join it, download, and get the KTTP app. That's our new affiliate. You can hear Inside the Game every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. in Alexandria on KTTP, 1110 a.m. Download the KTTP app. Check out Inside the Game.
Thank you, KTTP, for your affiliate. Your radio. I heard it. All right. So shout out to all the sponsors, to the affiliates. We appreciate your support. As we go into the moment for last week, talking about the game recap. Give us some initial thoughts on our matchup against Texas Southern in the soccer stadium on Saturday.
Coach Mel, let me tell you, my head picked against the Jaguars.
Yes, it did.
My heart, I said it. My heart was with the Jaguars. I wanted them to win. But my head said pick against the Jaguars. And for 59 minutes, for 58 minutes and some seconds, my head was right. But the one thing you can never take into account is how terrible a losing program Texas Southern is. Because only the losing of the losiest, if I know that's not a word, but the losiest of the losers could find a way
to lose that game.
And the way that they did it was the most losingest thing that I've ever seen in a football game. That blessings to the Cardiac Cats for taking advantage and coming back and doing the two-step. They never quit. They played hard. Well, technically, they did kind of quit, but Texas Southern wouldn't allow them to. So they got back in the game. They played hard, and they were able to finish and get the victory. Kudos to getting the victory and getting out of there. And woo, man.
I think to your point, I normally type the Coach Mel report as I'm sitting listening to the fifth quarter. Like, that's literally how quick things come to me, and I just like put out my thoughts and while I'm still in the stadium. But this is the first time in the Coach Mel report short history that I actually had to process what had just happened. Because to your point, I was like, yep, there was just literally nothing. I don't leave the game until the end. No matter what the score is, but I was literally thinking to myself, like, there's nothing that's going to go right for us, or nothing that's going to happen that is going to get. When Noah got the safety in the end zone for the intentional grounding, that's when I was like, yep, this is the writing's on the wall. Like, this is over for us. There's nothing else that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Everything that could go wrong up until that point went wrong. Officiating was absolutely god awful. I don't even talk about officiating, but that's probably one of the worst officiating games I've seen in the SWAC, and we have our fair share of them. But to your point, the resilience of this team is what I talked about in my report. They continue to play. Like, Noah couldn't find the end zone, and when it mattered the most, he threw a perfect pass to get us to the point to go into overtime. Special teams. Everybody did what they needed to do in a matter of 20 seconds to go from leading Texas with a loss. From coaching, the clock management, the play, literally everything that went wrong in the game was corrected in the last 20 seconds and then carried over into overtime. And shout out to Josh Griffin for the second year in a row, hitting the Texas number on Texas Southern. And so, all you can think about is the resilience of this team. We have a lot to clean up for. A lot to improve on. We had so many drop passes in this game that just ridiculous. Disciplines was a little better. It wasn't that many offside penalties. Like I said, officiating was just not up to par. But shout out to the team for being resilient. We have a tough task on our hands coming up this Saturday.
Yes, we do.
But the quarterback carousel happened again on last Saturday. Noah got pulled from the game. Zay T-Sec comes into the game, throws a pick six on his first play, and a very unfortunate play. I don't know what the coaches was thinking calling that play for the very first play.
No.
Putting him in the game, put him in a very tough situation, and then came back and had a fumble. Noah came back into the game and got his mental together and was able to get us to the point of getting us where we are. And so we are having this conversation 2-0 in SWAC. Well, we very well could have been 0-2,
easily.
School up north.
Yes.
But we are not, and we are having this conversation from a 2-0 place and looking forward to a pivotal SWAC weekend against the Alcorn State.
The Corn.
grinding Braves.
Yes,
And
yes.
without any further ado, we would like to invite our special guest from Alcorn onto the stage to kind of catch us up with the Braves and their season, and then talk about this week's matchup.
That's right, my man
ESPN.
George Anthony, GSPN from Swacking a Fool and the Golden Helm. G, what's happening,
What's
man?
good? What's good? What's good? Hey, appreciate y'all for having me on. I mean, I'm happy to be here. My favorite week of the year. This is my favorite week.
All I'm saying is, George, I know it was homecoming, bro, but leave that stuff alone, man. Leave that stuff alone. Step away. Step away.
So, George,
oh, man.
tell us about. It's great to have you. I really don't like to see you doing this week, but it's great to have you on the show. So just kind of tell us about your season, because for a while there, the Braves were talking about what y'all didn't have. Y'all was ready to fire the coach, and now there's like this new energy from your team after beating Grambling. So just kind of take us through your season and where you are and how you got to this point.
Yeah, we started off slow. I thought we had a really young offense, and coming in, we lost all our weapons on offense. So coming in, it started real slow, especially starting the quarterback position. And traditionally, we always had good quarterbacks down on the reservation. And us having a question mark at quarterback had our fans. I'm talking about. I was taking heat, and coach was taking heat. It was bad. It was bad. They called me and said, "You didn't stop doing your show. We don't want to watch your show no more." They was on me. And but once we got into the swag play, we kind of settled down and got better each week. And so now we're here. We kind of found our identity of being able to run the ball like those former teams we had back in the day. We can run the ball really well. That's kind of who we look like this year. So we kind of found our identity, and we kind of got comfortable. And we getting farther and farther every week. Kind of this week, kind of relied on defense more this week than in the past, but it's getting better and better each week. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I've had a chance to watch you guys, watch some film on you guys, check it out. You guys have gotten better, but you still have. I still see some things that just like Southern. I see a lot of Southern in Alcorn. I think these teams are very similar. They both rely on the defense. They both have their offensive struggles. Your quarterback seems to be kind of finding his way and finding some weapons. But would you say that defense is really what Alcorn hangs his hat on?
Yes, it really is, and I was kind of disappointed in them too to start the year. I'm kind of like, man, because everybody knew coming in it's gonna be a defensive-led team, and so we started the year and defense come out giving up. We went down 14-0 to Pine Bluff. I'm pulling my hair out. I don't know what I'm about to lose it. So the defense had to kind of settle in, and they played a much better game this weekend. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a defensive-led team, and kind of just don't want the offense to turn the ball over. That's we don't turn it over and run the ball.
Yeah, I just finished watching actually the Grambling game, the replay of the Grambling game, and to your point of your quarterback play, he reminded me he had some sparks in him in doing this game of some of the quarterbacks in who would kill you just taking off running. I mean, like he just a couple of plays. I'm like Grambling had him dead in the water, and he 50 yards down the field. So, what do you think has improved with his play over the last couple of games?
I think his decision making. You could tell when he first started, he just was thinking too much. And so we kind of got him to look. If your first read ain't there, take off. If the first don't, what I'm saying? Sometimes he double pumping. If your first read out there, just take off. You know what I'm saying? He started doing that better. So he actually leads the swag and rushing right now. He kind of did that that's what we've been kind of banking on, and they opened up our running backs run more now. So now our running back has taken off. He's had a 60-plus yard run this game. Last game he had like 160 yard rushing. So he's starting to take off Ja'Cory and Sewell. So I think his improvement just to stop thinking so much and just going and after one read running the ball has helped us out offensively.
Yeah, I really thought I was really impressed by the way that you guys went in and beat Grambling. I thought that game would be to Grambling's advantage, but Alcorn went in and took that game from Grambling. I was really impressed by that. Coach, you have a new head coach coming in. You had a lot of new players coming in and stuff like that, man. Are we just seeing the result of things finally starting to gel, coach finding his place, the new players finding their place, and Alcorn's pulling it together at the right time?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. But I think so. We like you said, we had a lot of new players, also a lot of new coaches. There's a whole new brand new offensive coaching staff to go with brand new players on the offensive side of the ball. So I think we're just kind of gelling right now, and I think the big shout out to our offensive line. It's probably the best offensive line we had in a long time, and so we're relying on them. But coach been on them hard. He been on them hard. He been really on them hard. but he loved them guys up. So I love the way he loved the guys up. So he loved them up, and I think that's starting to pay off.
Gas,
So,
gas.
Yeah.
So how's it gonna be for the Braves to see y'all favorite McNair rocking blue and gold during this game this weekend?
it still look funny to me to watch McNair in blue and gold. I saw him. He had a picture with Anthony Lawrence collection. My guy at the front. And I just had to stare at the picture for a minute. I couldn't believe, like, you couldn't have told me a year ago that Mac would be at Southern. It just, I'm like, the SWAC is just a place you never know what's gonna happen in the SWAC. And so I'm happy he landed on his feet, but it's weird to see. But we're against him this. That's my boy, but we're against him this week. I gotta go against him this week.
Yeah,
he gonna have all the secrets, so we'll be ready. So. Getting into that, what do you think? What are your predictions for this upcoming Western Division first place showdown on the Bluff?
Listen, I gotta be real, y'all family. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I'm nervous, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm nervous. Let me tell you why I'm nervous. If you remember last year when we beat Southern, right? We beat Southern at home. We celebrate. We go all crazy. Well, the next week we go down to Texas Southern, and the doors fall off. And it's just, and so we had a very emotional win in the hole. We hadn't won there in years since I was in middle school. We hadn't won there, so it's a very emotional win. We having fun. We turning up, and then we got to come play Southern for homecoming. That's a big challenge, and so that's what I just want our guys to be locked in. So I kind of told the coaches Monday or today. I kind of told them, listen. I kept telling them 11, 12, 23. That's the date of the Texas Southern game. We got to be locked in. We can't come in overlooking Southern. I mean, they it's homecoming. I know that we got to get past that Grambling. We got to get past it. I know it's a big foot, but we got to get past it. So that was kind of worrying me, but hopefully we settle in and we come in and able to run the ball and we can come away with a victory.
Yeah, this Alcorn game, it always holds a special place in my heart. The very first football game I ever saw in what's now Mumford Stadium, was then Jaguar Stadium, was against Alcorn. It was the very first football game I ever went to as a little boy. And I remember sitting there watching this game, and this Coach Chasm was playing. Coach Chasm was the coach at Alcorn. Charlie Bates was the coach at Southern, and they were both running the wishbone. So it was 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Alcorn went up 7-0. No, they went up 6-0, and Southern couldn't get anything going. And I remember Alcorn's band sitting over there in the corner of the stadium, and the stadium was quiet because it was 6-0. Ain't nobody doing nothing. It's in the fourth quarter. And I remember Alcorn's band yelling over to Southern, what's the matter with you? You sleeping? Old school. That was old school Jones. Yeah. What's the matter with you, Southern? Are you sleeping? And I just remember, in true Jaguar fashion, somebody responded, "Oh, go to hell, Alcorn." and the whole crowd picked up the chant, "Go to hell, Alcorn, go to hell." And I remember being a little boy, about 4 or 5 years old, standing in the seat yelling, "Go to hell, Alcorn, go to hell."
Well, we're going to have to bring that one back to 9W this weekend. Go to hell. Go to hell. Y'all hear that, 9W? We got that one. Go to hell. Go to hell.
I love this game. I've been around SWAC sports all my life. I was born and bred, and this is the only game I can say I've never missed this game ever in my life. Never. In my 30-plus years of living, I've never missed this game. So I'm just excited. A lot of people know my family is Southern. Just me and my dad is Alcorn. So it's a real fun time. I'm ready to get on the yard and act a fool and just have some fun.
Yeah, it's also one of my favorite games in the SWAC. I really do like. I don't like y'all this week, but I like y'all most times. It is one of the most exciting games, even on the Bluff and in the reservation. So go ahead and give us your prediction, GSPN, for this Saturday's Western Division first place showdown.
I got 27-21 Braves. I think we come in and take care of business. I'm gonna trust my guys that we don't have another Texas Southern debacle this year. So I got 27-21 Braves in a tight game. I think a back and forth game, a defensive minded game. Which team can make the least mistakes? Which team young guys can grow up the fastest? You know what I'm saying? I know Southern playing some young guys, we playing some young guys. So which team young guy gonna be ready for that moment? So I think that's gonna be big for me. We got some players that's at home. We got our defensive tackle Gideon Spiceville. He's a graduate of Southern Lab. Now I don't like them right now. because they did something a couple weeks ago.
Demolished.
I started defensive tackles from Southern Lab. Really good kid, getting his spots built. So he chomping at the bits, and hopefully have him ready. So I got a 27-21.
Tell him the transfer portal is open. Tell him don't be chomping at the bit too much. He can still come home.
He can still come home.
Because see, I know he used him for fuel. See, they should have recruited me. I really wanted to go to Southern, but I was going in the one who offered me. Tell the transfer portal is still open, baby. You don't have to hold that inside. You can come on home. You can come on home, mate. So, I know he's going to feel at home playing on the bluff, playing in Mumford on the turf. Come on home, baby. Don't act like that. We love you.
Oh, y'all bringing more than those 17 fans y'all brought to Grambling.
Oh, yeah, we go. Well, listen, because y'all know I be fussing. So I was disappointed in the fans we brought to Grambling. So I told them this time we got to do better than that. We just recharted our Baton Rouge Alcorn alumni chapter. So
Congratulations.
We're going to be doing some things on that. So we should have a nice crowd out there. It's always a festive time. We got a lot of Alcornites in the Baton Rouge area that honestly I didn't know until we started doing this chapter. And I'm like, man, it's a lot of Alcornites. So it's fun. I'm at home.
Else they was gonna go. Either they were gonna move Jackson or Baton Rouge.
Right. Yeah. So it's like a home game. It's my first home game of the year. People laugh when I say that, but like I got to drive 2 hours to a home game. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I can get up. My son play football in Zachary. I get to get up that morning. I'm going to go check him out in Zachary and then go to the game. I get to stop and give me something to eat. You know what I'm saying? So it's a home game for me. I'm excited.
Good deal. Well, George, let everybody know where they can find you, man, where they can check you out.
Swacking the Food on all platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Swacking the Food, Swack apostrophe in the food. And that's it. I appreciate y'all for having me on, man. Love what y'all doing, both of y'all, man. Coach Mel, the way you lead that 9W, you got it. I see.
We on 10 Saturday, so just wait.
I've seen people from other schools trying to like name their section. I said, I know where you get that from.
Yeah.
And then you also, Uncle Regisford, you've been there since the beginning for me. Whenever I needed some advice, whatever I needed, I've been watching you for years. So I truly appreciate coming on tonight.
I love, man. No worries. Appreciate you.
Well, we'll see you Saturday. We look forward to you coming back next week singing Go to Mighty Jaguars after we win. Appreciate you, GSPN, and we'll see you.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, George. Yes, indeed, man. Nothing like that Alcorn Southern rivalry.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I remember since I was a kid, like this game has always been just super. It's really close in proximity. 2 hours up the street. It's always just a good game, great fun atmosphere. And we've played some intense games against them. They've come to Mumford and slip and slide, which thankful we have the new turf now doing the rainstorm game. But it's been some intense games. So speaking of that game, we have some very top tier games in the conference this weekend. So I'll start with, I've been beating you in these picks every week. I just want you to just
I've been
beating you in the picks every week.
I know. I'm gonna have to buckle down. You've been beating me up in these picks, especially. Well, I can't help it that the damn that Texas Southern decides they're going to completely miss on a punt, completely whiff on a punt. All you have to do is get the punt off. Just get the punt off.
I think that it was so much destiny in that game. I think even if they would kick like a 50-yard punt or like something to get us to the 50, we was going to score a Hail Mary. We was going to get a Hail Mary. It was just destiny.
If he had gotten the punt off, with them being Texas Southern, if he had gotten the punt off, we would have returned it for a touchdown. That would be those were one of the most Texas Southern things that could ever happen. Like the year that they didn't want to kick to Willie Quinn, and they kept kicking the ball out of bounds. So finally, Coach Asbury said, "Oh, what the hell? Kick it to it." Willie Quinn then ran it back 90-something yards for a touchdown. That's just the most Texas Southern thing ever. That's just what it is. The Texas Southern is the team that in 2010 goes undefeated and wins the championship, and then you find out the whole team is ineligible and they have all their wins vacated. That's just them muffing a punt or whipping on a punt is just the most Texas Southern thing that you could ever do. Like their band coming out and actually doing Southern show and pretending like it was theirs. It's just the most Texas Southern thing you could ever do. It is what it is. It's like their name. Texas Southern.
Yeah.
Texas Southern.
Southern University at Texas should be the new name for
that. Exactly. That's what it is. Everything about them is Southern, Texas Southern, Southern University at Texas. They even had tried to get a law school. Like everything about them is like us, except
they're in Houston.
Yeah, and that's really our city.
That is that. So getting into the SWAC picks, we'll start with Bethune versus Mississippi Valley.
Woo! Speaking of who's the loser bowl? Who's gonna want that game? Who wants it bad enough, man? Where are they playing? They're in Bethune? Are they in Valley? Yeah, they're in Valley, I think. That game is in Valley.
Yeah, it's in
Valley.
Valley.
Man, you know what? I'm gonna go with Bethune.
Yeah, Bethune has been playing halfway decent, but I'm gonna pick Valley. I think, and to your point, I don't want to call it the loser bowl, but the less fortunate bowl. I will say that Valley is gonna win just because it's in Valley. Next game up is Arkansas Pine Bluff and Grambling. Grambling is going from restoring order to needing order restored. Arkansas Pine Bluff is playing some inspired football after a win over Purdue. Grambling and Arkansas Pine Bluff.
I'm gonna go with Grambling.
Yeah, it's homecoming. Hopefully, Grambling doesn't, drop two in a hole in a week. Back to back, but I'm gonna go with Grambling in a very close game because Arkansas Pine Bluff has what I think it takes from a quarterback perspective to go into the hole and ruin a homecoming. The other first place game of the day is FAMU traveling to the Vet to take on Jackson State.
I cannot go against Jackson State in the Vet in a big game. I got to go with Jackson just because it's in the Vet. If it was anywhere else, I'd be going with FAMU. But just because it's in the Vet, I got to go with. I believe TC has them ready to play. I got to go with Jackson State. Now I could be totally wrong, but I don't believe I am.
Yeah, I to your point of it's not even about a head and heart thing, but it's hard to go against Jackson State in the Vet for a big game. But I definitely think FAMU finds a way to win that game. FAMU 31, Jackson State 28.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, the first place battle on the Bluff. You've picked against us before. Let me just remind you that. Southern and Alcorn.
Southern and Alcorn. Head and heart game again.
Oh, God.
My heart is with the Jaguars, but my head is with the Braves. The Braves, if Southern gets off to another slow start versus Alcorn is going to make them pay. And Southern cannot keep depending on coming back and playing well in the second half to try to win games. If Southern has to get off to a fast start. If they don't, they're going to be in trouble. But at the same time, I feel like Southern could come out and play and be dynamite and come out and completely work Alcorn. But my head says put your money on Alcorn, while my heart will be rooting for the Jaguars to make me look bad.
Well, you've been wrong before. So in the words of Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend. I think it's going to be one of those nail-biting games yet again. I think Josh takes us to the promised land again. Southern 24, Alcorn 21. And 9W, get ready because the Go to Hell Alcorn will be coming back to our section on Saturday.
Can we get some Go to Hell Alcorn t-shirts?
Right.
Man, I just want to give a shout out. I just looked in the comments and Stevie J has joined us in the comments, man. Stevie J, y'all know him from Love and Hip Hop and all of that. Y'all know him as Big Flair. But
screaming at Big Flair and Stevie J.
That's my man Stevie J in the comments, man. Shout out to Big Flair, my man Stevie J.
No, but I think there's gonna be some really good football. And like you said, either game can go either way. But I like the FAMU over Jackson State. I know my Jackson State friends are gonna hate that, but it is what it is. And I like us to beat Alcorn. So it should be an interesting day in the SWAC. I don't know how much I'll be able to pay attention to some of these games because it's homecoming. So I'm going to be trying to get my mind right just to be up for our game that week. So, Yeah, that's SWAC football. Somebody asked in the comments how sad we're going to be when we lose on Saturday. We've lost homecoming before, but we ain't doing it again.
No.
So I do not think that we're going to lose. I mean, I don't think we're going to I think it's going to be a tight game. I mean, I'm hearing something.
If we lose, I'm cleaning out the tailgate. I'm throwing food I'm not accepting food.
Nobody eating.
No, everybody go home. It ain't no more party.
There's no more partying, but no, I think it's gonna be a great week. I mean, what we've learned from this season, though, before we move on to our NFL stuff, any given Saturday, like it depends on which teams show up. Like there's been no team outside of, I mean, even FAMU struggled early in the season. Like they found a way to win, but they were very inconsistent in those winnings. And so any given Saturday, it depends on which team shows up, and so whoever shows up Saturday is the team that wins. And so I'm hoping that we still haven't seen the best version of Southern this season. And so that gives me hope that we still have an opportunity. But every team has shown, like Jackson State destroyed us, then came back the next week against Grambling and looked like a totally different team. So it's literally even any given Saturday. And so for everybody's sake, I hope that your best version of your team shows up and that we have some things to talk about on next week. And so transitioning us into the Big Three conversation.
The NFL.
Well, it's like the big one now for the NFL.
Yeah, really.
We can start with our Niners. We came to play. Finally came to play, finally put together a complete game, and still almost had that.
We still had
foolishness happen.
Twice. We had our lapses twice in that game. We just, I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on, but we just seem to lose focus when we get leads. And the thing that we've hung our hat on has been defense for the last 6 or 7 years. But our defense seems to lose focus when we get leads. Luckily, they were able to hold on and refocus and be able to pull that game out. I hope that's a sign of things to come as we're getting healthier and we're getting better.
Yeah, I think that's definitely. I mean, like I said, like I told people all the time, and we got this Falcons fan talking about what the new Falcons, but the 49ers are the 49ers.
Yeah, they actually have Falcons fans.
No, he a Raider fan.
But no wonder he roots for the Falcons. That speaks volumes.
Yeah, that speaks volume. But no, I think we're finding our stride week by week. And like I said, when it matters the most, we will be where we need to be as it relates to making a run in the playoffs. And so I'm not worried about the 49ers. We played a good game. Brock Purdy looked amazing back there this weekend. I mean, he was solid, ran the ball, threw the ball. Yes, I'm all for it. So we are the only one of the NFL Big Three to win this week. So tell me about. First, we'll go Dallas and Detroit, and then we'll talk about the home team.
Somebody take the strap from that Detroit, because are they still whooping the Cowboys on Jerry Jones' 82nd birthday?
Yeah.
Gerald, what's his name? I used to know his name because Jerry is short for Jerome, I think.
For Jerry Jones?
Yeah, Jerry Jones.
I don't know if I ever knew that.
Yeah, Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones has a very, let's just say he has a very African American name. If I have to look it up to remember correctly. So y'all look at it. It's like Gerald Wayne Jones. I think it's Gerald Wayne Jones is his name.
Okay.
I said I'm sure that he got turned down for plenty of loans before he went in the bank. When he just put his application in and they looked at it, I'm sure they probably just, Gerald Wayne Jones, oh, hell no. It wasn't until he went in the bank. And they said, Jerry, is that you? I had no idea your name was Gerald Wayne. I would have had you a loan approved a long time ago. But yeah, Jerry was they got whipped. And I was here for it. The Detroit Lions are the real deal. The Cowboys, man. That defense being injured, they have no running game. Offensive line is suspect. I tell you, it looks bad for the Cowboys right now.
Yeah, I think It does look bad for the Cowboys. And I honestly, they need to play all the rest of their games at home. Away, because they
Yeah.
literally they look like a totally different team on the road compared to at home. I don't know if it's like the
To say they
celebrity.
went and beat the Steelers, they did, and then come back home and look that way.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks bad. It looks terrible at home. And so I look forward to them being better, coming being. I mean, just because just that was not. Even if you don't like Dallas, like that was hard to watch.
Yes.
So going off to thank you, Tori. We follow the same agenda all week. We don't dibble and dab.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I was Jackie, thank you, Jackie. Yeah, Jarrell Wayne Jones is his name. I knew it was something. I knew it was very bad. Jarrell Wayne Jones is Jerry Jones' real name.
I never,
yes.
ever think that is. I learn something new every day. I never, ever knew that. So,
yes.
Well, Jarrell Jones, you need to get it together over there in Dallas. But yeah, so hopefully they get it better. And moving over to our home team, moment of silence for the Saints.
We're gonna throw the second line. Oh man, it's hard on Poydras.
That's tough.
Ooh, man, they ready to break out the paper bags here in the city. It's hard. They want to fire everybody. They want to fire Dennis Lozier. They want to fire Dennis Allen. If your name is Dennis and you're associated with the Saints, they want to fire you.
Yeah.
Mickey Loomis, they want him out of the door. But they look terrible. I mean, when the first two games were fool's gold, they look really good. Now, like the defense, the one thing that Dennis Allen is known for has completely fallen apart, which, by the way, I predicted that because they're too old. And the age is showing. DeMario, Tyron, Cam, those guys are old. If they can't get a perfect game out of their defense, then out of their offense, they can't win. Pete Warner goes down with injuries. I mean, it's just person after person. They are bad on defense, with old on defense, more injuries. You got Spencer Rattler coming in. He did well in the first half. I think they put up 27 points in the first half.
He wasn't bad. To me, he wasn't bad.
No, he wasn't bad at all. But the defense couldn't stop anybody. And it's because of injuries. And I know people get mad at Dennis Allen, but it's really, there's a reason why there are starters and there's the guys who come off the bench.
Yeah.
It's ideally that you like to have your starters. They are not a healthy team, and just like Dallas, and they're paying the price for it now, because early in the year, that defense would have made a 27-point first half stand up.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it. They lost 2 games basically on walk-offs by 1 point. They would have made those points stand up, but they couldn't do anything with Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay put up a smooth, give them 50 piece, please. Ran him out of the building. Ran him out of the building.
I mean, Baker Mayfield looked like Tom Brady back there, just slanging the ball. Even though he threw like 17,000 interceptions, he still like scored 50+ points. So it was tough to see for as a proximate okay Saints do well person. It was tough to see them lose like that in the dome. It was crazy. A lot of. Yeah, well, that's the Saints. Tonight we have sorry Saints, sorry Cowboys. The Niners held it down for the NFL Big 3 this week, so
yes.
Hopefully next week you guys can make amends. Tonight's game. Well, before we move into tonight's game, next week we play the Chiefs.
Yes,
Super Bowl rematch. That should be interesting. The Cowboys look like they may be off next week. Yep, they're off. And then Thursday night, so quick turnaround. The Saints play against the Broncos. The return of Malcolm Roach, who was once a Saints player, who now plays.
Return of Sean Payton.
The return of Sean Payton. So it's a homecoming of sorts for players and coach. And I think the Broncos.
Broncos have a decent quarterback and they play good defense. They're going to beat the Saints in the
Bo Nix is going to look like he is playing back at Auburn. So
hopefully not. Hopefully they'll get Oregon. For Denver's sake, they'll get Oregon Bo Nix and not Auburn Bo Nix. But we'll see.
Yeah, so we'll see which one comes and shows up. So I think the Broncos win that game. Us against the Chiefs. What do you think we do at home on Sunday?
Defense holds up, we win.
Yeah,
the defense holds up. They just don't have the Chiefs. Don't have the weapons against if our defense is clicking on all cylinders, and we aren't having mental lapses, then we win that game.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good one. I think it's a very close one. But I think we finally get that Chief horse off our back. So yeah, in tonight's game we have the Jets and the Bills.
Yes, Josh Allen against Aaron. And I'm going to go with Josh Allen, man. The dude is just a beast. Buffalo Bills have a nice running game. They play some pretty good defense over there, but they have the man that makes the difference. Josh Allen, dude is just a horse. I think he wins. Aaron, he got his coach fired. Now, they coming back out to see what he can do. I just don't think – I think the Bills defense gets after him. I just don't think they have what it takes to beat the Bills.
Yeah. I think the Jets play inspired football tonight just because of what happened with their coach, Robert, this past week, but I don't think it's enough to sustain the Mafia, and so I take the Bills in that game as well. So before we get out of here with our announcements, we have our jukebox spotlight for the week, and then we'll have announcements, and then we'll close us out. Mm-hmm. Let's do the jukebox. So that was the Human Jukebox song of the day. I know you and your band stuff.
Let me say knee, but that was beautiful right there.
On bended knee.
All props for that. That was beautiful right there. They played the hell out of that. And this is my only band thing this week. For the band heads, I know y'all know all the little nuances of band and all of that stuff. Can I just say this? We don't care. Texas Southern Band look exactly like Southern's band. To us normal people who don't care about band stuff, Texas Southern's band look exactly like Southern's band. There was no difference. They marched the same. They played the same. Everything about them was the same. So therefore, they are copying the jukebox, and you cannot out Southern. Thank you, Jabari Morgan, for that statement. You cannot, Texas Southern fans, I know, our Texas Southern band people, I know you're watching, stop it. Stop trying to out Southern. You cannot out Southern. I'm just saying, have at it. It was a beautiful rendition of On Bended Knee.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really the well, they always where it seems weird when they play against Southern because they always try to out Southern like they played perm. They did like you don't want to go to wall with a, I know Brian went to Southern, but like when they play Southern, like keep to their identity because I think they've established a really good program. But you can't out Southern and 10 out of 10 dolls, 10 out of 10 band, 10 out of 10 jukebox. I really enjoyed everything. Like it was great. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I love to hear that. And that on Bend the Knee was my jukebox song of the game. I look forward to I've already put in some requests for some other stuff. So hopefully in these next couple of weeks we'll hear some of those same things. Any announcements as we get ready to celebrate homecoming and the sort?
Yes, I have one announcement that I like to make since it's homecoming, and I just want everybody to know this. And I don't want to disappoint anybody, but I just want everybody to think about this and know this. Before I Let Go is a breakup song. It's a breakup song, people. Okay? It's appropriate for homecoming because you've gotten it. It's early in the week. Those hey big head texts have gone out, and now you're receiving the replies and whether they're going to actually be at homecoming or they're not going to be at homecoming. So you're feeling a little down. You might see your old sweetheart, but just remember, no matter how good homecoming is, you got to go home. So whenever you hear Before I Let Go, remember, it's a breakup song for a reason.
And there's so much positive energy and positive vibes around the song when it's played that it wasn't until later in my life that I realized Before I Let Go was a breakup song because I love it. It's just such a
It is.
It is slide like so all of those things. And so to Professor Nash's point, prayers for a Tennessee State player who one day injured at a shooting at a game.
Yes.
So sad. Yeah. So that's really my announcement. Two announcements. First one is it's homecoming. You know how it is. There's going to be a lot of people on the yard, around the yard, celebrating in many ways. Like let's literally truly celebrate homecoming without the foolishness. Be safe. Be aware of your surroundings. We all will be having a good time, but make sure you're aware of your surroundings.
Right. Stay vigilant.
Stay vigilant. And the last announcement I want to make is to shout out to the new Southern University 40 under 40 quartet class. This is our fourth 40 under 40 class. This is a rock star class. I will be sure to highlight them in a later show. But shout out to that class. Shout out to the great people contributing to Southern University. Continue to contribute. And with that,
one more shout out. No, one more shout out.
Well, go ahead.
We got a little while. A couple of more announcements. Shout out to the Southern University School of Nursing. There was announced today that they're in the top 10% of all nursing schools in all of the country. They're in the top 10%. That came out today from USA Today, USA News Report. So shout out to the Southern University School of Nursing. And I want to say this, make sure you get out and go vote. I think today was the last day to register, but get out and make sure you go vote. And I just want to say this. I know we don't do politics too much, but I just want to say this to all of my Black male friends. I should say my African-American male friends. The goal should not be to be like white males. Stop it. Stop supporting white supremacy in order to be in order to advance misogyny and thinking that you're advancing the cause of Black males. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You look foolish. You sound dumb. Stop it. Stop it. You should not be advancing that. That should not be the cause. The cause should be, what can we do to advance as a people? It is not us against them. Your grandmama raised you. Your mama and your grandmama and big mama raised you. You don't have no problems taking orders from women. So you should not have a problem voting for Kamala Harris as the president of the United States. Just stop it. For those of you who are out there, and I know it's just a small vocal few a percentage of you out there, but stop it because you're making yourselves look stupid. Okay? All right, so just stop it from me to you, from one brother to another. Stop it. You're making yourself look foolish.
And that's what I was going to say. Like it's such a small percentage of folks, but those are the loud folks. And so people often take that as a narrative. But to your point, tomorrow is actually the last day to register to vote. So if you haven't registered to vote, please make sure you register tomorrow. You can also start early voting on Friday. There is a list of places in and around Baton Rouge where you can register to vote. So find your polling place. Make sure you vote like your life depends on it, because it does. We are currently living in a post world where elections have had a lot of major consequences. And I know, to your point, we don't talk politics, but I have a lot to say. But I'll be filming that tomorrow and I'll drop it. I'll drop it for the folks to see. But yeah, make sure you vote. Make sure you have a safe, enjoyable, great homecoming. And we are hoping that we are coming on here Monday talking about a fun, amazing homecoming and a Jaguar victory.
Homecoming. I'll see y'all Friday. I think I'm gonna see y'all Friday at the alumni bash. At the alumni, because I have to go to it. I got to go to a day party now. I can't kick it all night like I used to. I got to go to the day party now. So hopefully I'll run into some of y'all there, I'm sure.
Yep, I'll be at the day party. I'll be at the day party. I'll be at the I'm going back to my 20 days. So I'm day party, night party, so I will have energy by the time it's time to get a 9W though at 6:00 on Saturday night.
Yes, indeed.
So with that being said, you got your cue, Unc. You know those. What's you gonna close us out like you supposed to last week that you forgot? You ready?
Yeah, Glow.
The homecoming edition
concert. I'm going to see Glorilla. Yeah, Glow. Yes, indeed. If the man upstairs says the same, we'll be back at the same time and the same place. Because as always, it's Coach Mel and Uncle Flood taking you inside the game.
Happy homecoming, y'all.